Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I really want to talk about why life is like Game of Thrones, and this is this is very similar to one of the videos I made on why you should have high value, why you need to become irreplaceable and not dispendable. When you look at Game of Thrones, you see a life that people have suffered, people have worked for to conquer. People are looking for someone to follow. People are looking for someone to lead them in various aspects. Not only did people follow money, but they followed power. Not only did people follow money and power, but they also followed honor and respect. People who pulled on their heartstrings, pulled on their emotions. They wanted the other person to remember who they were, from Catelyn Stark, and people following her her wisdom, her guidance. Why did they follow her? Well, it's because she was once royalty. In fact, she never was not royalty, right? Imagine someone who was born from royal blood being called a bastard, or being having the last name Snow. Why? Why did they have the last name Snow? Because their mother was a whatever, and or wasn't the wife of the king, right? To go about life understanding that I could have been something had I been born a little different. You're being sent to die on a wall because you're not the because they don't want you to overtake someone who could be king by having the blood of royalty, right? So although you have lived a life worth living up until about 18, 16 years old, now you have to live a life that any other person would live because you don't have the same last name. And so this is another reason why I believe it is very important to have a solid foundation, a solid family, a solid lineage, right? There's a lot of people who are born into half homes. What do I mean by that? You have half brothers, half sisters, and people absolutely don't care, especially in the black community, how many of our children are having half brothers and sisters. Now, some people might say, oh, my brothers and sisters love me, blah, 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 blah. That's all fine and dandy. But what they would all have loved, what they would have all wanted a chance to do is have the same mom and dad. And I know it's hard to hear for some people. I know it's super hard to hear. And I do sympathize because sometimes it is out of your control. Sometimes you can't control what goes on. But the sentiment that I am hearing from women and men is that they'd rather not have quote unquote broken homes. If you already are in a situation where you have brothers, half sisters, or have sons and half daughters, for whatever reason, try to keep the family as close as possible. Never bash one another. Never bash the father. Yes, I'm talking to you women out there who love to bash the father. And never bash the mother, okay? If they have mental issues and mental problems, the whole world doesn't need to hear about it, all right? And at the end of the day, you decided to lay down with the person. So what does that say about you to have ill will and resentment towards them? It means that you're a bad judgment of character. And if you're a bad judgment of character, it only reflects negatively on you. So anytime I ever hear someone bash the other person, it just shows your lack of understanding. And the lack of understanding. People might not say it to your face, but they're thinking, you're just a dummy. And I'm not calling you that, but I'm saying that if you look at life in a way that you can always bash another person and there's no recourse, there's no thought in your head that people are literally saying you're dumb because you slept with the person. I mean, obviously you have to take it on the chin and understand that everything in life has an action, has a responsibility towards it. And you are responsible for your actions. And nobody is going to say you were just 18, 19, 20. No, we understand a person with multiple tattoos, a person with a lack of responsibility, a person who has no reason to be responsible, is not the person that you should be spreading your legs for or getting inside of, man or woman, right? A person who only wants but never gives is not a person that you should associate with, because at the end of the day, they're only going to suck the life out of you, figuratively and literally, okay? And we all understand how that goes. So, yes, it is important to understand who you lay down with, because your children don't want the last name Snow. Your children want your last name. They want to be able to go through life as the second, as the third, as the fourth of something. And that is important to them. And we see how that plays out in Game of Thrones. Another thing that I wanted to get at too is the quest for power, the quest for understanding. Even a peasant understands that information is powerful. There are two people fighting for information throughout the series, telling you even without parts down below, even without love, they can go and garner so much information to where they are absolutely powerful. And understanding that if you allow people too close to you, they can be used against you. They can understand too much of your life and use it against you. And then for what? Some people are not even offered anything in return. It's just fear that controls them, fear that leads them. You have to have an understanding. You have to understand that people can be used against you, not only in the court of law, but in your every single day life. People who you have valued, people who you have respected, people who you have trusted. And you have to understand that someone may offer them more than what you can offer them. And how will they stay 10 toes? How will they not falter on you? There's only a select few who will die for that cause. And you need to figure out who those people are and keep them close. But keep your enemies closer. Don't ever forget that, or history will repeat itself. There's a few lessons in here that are probably going to confuse you a little bit. There's a few lessons in here that you're probably not going to get at first glance. And I do encourage you to rewatch this video so that you have an understanding of what it is that I'm talking about. Because if you don't have the understanding, you will be used, you will be mistreated, you will be abused. Kindness can be taken for weakness if you don't understand how to use your kindness. People do get taken advantage of every single day if you allow yourself to be taken advantage of. I can be kind but not be taken advantage of. Again, I can be kind but not be taken advantage of. And it's because I'm stern in my delivery. It's because I understand who I am. It's because no one can tie me down to a job, position, or a title. Because of that, I understand my value, my self-worth, and I walk this world understanding that I will not ever be misused or mistreated. Not by my girl, not by my family, not by my boss, not by anyone. And so it's upon you to build that life for yourself, build that respect for yourself, build that trust in yourself, to understand that you can move throughout life and handle any issue, complaint, or problem that comes your way. Now, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.